Hi grade 10s, today we're going to look at another video on trigonometry and we're going to learn how to label a triangle today. We've already learned how to label it H, O, and A using the reference angle. Today what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to label the triangle a different way, which is A, B's, and C's. Just because this is something your teacher will do in grade 11 and you want to be prepared for that when you see it. So right now I've got 3 vertices. That means 3 corners on my triangle. I've got A, B, and C. So this right here is angle A. This right here is angle B. And this right here is angle C. Those capital letters refer to the angles. If I want to label the side, I also have side A, B, and C, but instead of capital A, B, and C, I have lowercase a, B, and C. And in order to find out where side little a is, you look at angle A up here, you go across the triangle, and this side will be side little a. And if this is angle B, side B will be across the triangle. This will be side B. And then if this is angle C, across the triangle, this will be little c. Now, that's just something we do in mathematics, and I wanted to teach you that. So when you have a teacher who uses that next year, you are familiar with it. So the teacher might call this side BC because it starts at angle B and ends at angle C. But more often than not, the teacher will call it side A because it's across from angle A. Let's try a question that you can try to label on your own. It's triangle ABC, capital A for angle A, capital B for angle B, capital C for angle C. And I want you to decide which side would be little a, which side would be little b, and which side would be little c. You're going to notice in this video that you're not going to see my face. You're going to see a lot of pictures of my blank dining room table because I haven't done my makeup or my hair. And so we're going to do this video a little differently today. So we have this question, and I want to know which side is little a. So here, I can't forget to put my right angle. Here is my angle A, so little a is over here. And little a goes between angle C and angle B. So that means little a is 12 centimeters long. And then I have little b. Here is angle B. Little b, side little b, is over here next to the 13. And that's the side that goes between angle A and angle C. So the side that goes between angle A and angle C is little b, and it's 13. And then last but not least, AB, right here, it's actually called little c because it's across from angle C. So AB, the side that goes from angle A to angle B, is actually called little c, and it is 5 centimeters. Okay, so that's just terminology, notation that you need to know to be prepared for next year. The beginning of this video was important, but it's not really what we've been doing so far this unit. What we've been talking about this unit is trigonometry, where we use information we are given about the triangle to find a missing piece of information. So what I want to do, just like I've done every other time this unit, is I want to label my triangle. So first, I have my H, and then my O. If this is the little dress, right here, this will be the O. And here, that must mean this is the A. So every time, so far this unit, we've used the fraction tan of the reference angle is equal to O over A. That means the question was about the O side and the A side. Let's look at the question we're looking at today. Today, the question is definitely about the O because there's a question mark there. That's something I want to find. But in this question, is the A important? No, the A is not important because there's no question mark there. I don't want to find out what it's equal to. And it doesn't seem significant. The side that actually seems significant in this question is the H. But that's very different from anything we've done so far this unit because every time we've done a question, it's always been about O and A. Today, the question seems to be about O and H. So what we are going to learn today is we are going to learn a second trigonometry fraction or a second trigonometry ratio. So this question actually needs the sign ratio. It needs to use the O because that's what I'm trying to find, and it needs to use the H because that's what I'm given. So let's fill in what we know. We have sine. Our reference angle this time is 30. And if you noticed on the screen a moment ago, sometimes they use this symbol for a reference angle, but we're going to stick with A because that's what we've been using so far. O is the thing we don't know, so let's call it X. And my H is 10. I want to get my X all by itself. So I want to move this dividing by 10. The opposite of dividing by 10 is multiplying by 10. So I'm going to cross those out. They cancel. X is equal to 10 times sine of 30. I'll get my calculator out and I can find the answer. The only thing that makes this different from the questions we've done before is that instead of pressing the tan button, I'm going to press the sine button. So I just used my cell phone and I found out that the answer is 5. This side over here, the opposite side to the 30 would be 5 centimeters. Let's try another one together. And just remind yourself that this is the exact same work that we did prior last week. The only thing that's different is that we're using the sine fraction this time instead of the tan fraction, but we still need to start every question with labeling the triangles H, O, and A. So let's try this question together. Again, step number 1 is to label. Here's my 90 degrees, so this is my H. Here is my 45, so that's where the reference angle is. That's where the dress would be, so that means across would be the O. That means this is the A. So let's look again. The X is in the position of the O, so that means the O is an important side. The 10 is where the H is. That means the H is important. There's absolutely nothing down here near the A, so that means the A is not something we already know. It's not something we want to find, so we can cross it off. So we have two choices. We either can use tan of the angle is O over A, or we can use sine of the angle is O over H. But if we see that the A is not important, we don't want to use this fraction with the A. We want to use this fraction where sine of the reference angle is O over H. So I'm going to fill in the numbers I have. The reference angle in this case, where the dress is 45. My O, I don't know, and my H is 10. I'm going to do the exact same thing I've been doing all along. I'm going to find my X, isolate the X by getting rid of the dividing by 10. I'm going to multiply by 10, multiply by 10. And when I do that, it is going to give me, let's see. It's going to give me 7. So this side right here is going to be equal to 7. Okay, so that's a basic example. What we want to do before I leave you today is I want to try one word problem. So the question asks us about a ski run. It says the ski run has a slope of 38 degrees. That would be the reference angle. And it says that when the skier skis down the hill, this is the hill it would ski down, the skier's elevation, the height drops 800 meters. And it wants to know how long is the ski run. So we're going to have to label that triangle again, HOA. So I'm going to do that. Here is my H. Here is my O. This is my A. My H is what I'm trying to find. So the H is important. The O has 800 there. So that means the O is important. It's the A that's not important. So I don't want to use the tan fraction, O over A. I want to use the sine fraction. So sine of the reference angle is equal to O over H. Sine of 38 degrees is equal to O is 800 over H, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to move over on my page a little bit so I can see better. I've got more room to write. I'll copy it down again. It says sine of the reference angle is equal to O over H. Sine of 38 degrees is equal to 800 over, this is the part I don't know. So I want to point out this time the variable, the thing we're looking for, is on the bottom. So this makes it just a little trickier. So first step I need to do is I need to figure out what is sine of 38. I'm going to do that with my calculator right now. So my calculator told me that sine 38, I push the sine button, not the tan button, is 0.61566. And I need to know 800 divided by what number is going to give me that. I could try. I could do 800 divided by 1,000, 800 divided by 1,100, 800 divided by 1,200. I could try different options for X until I get the right option, right answer. But that's not the most efficient way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 1 right here. And anytime we have two fractions, and we have 3 of the numbers and we're missing 1. All you need to do is multiply the diagonals. So 800 times 1 divided by 0.61566. So I'm getting my calculator. I'm doing that. Clear this. I have 800 times 1 divided by 0.61566 gives me, okay, so my X should be equal to 1,299-ish meters. So that makes sense because remember my X is my hypotenuse. The hypotenuse should be the biggest side, and 1,299 meters is larger than 800 meters. So that means the length of the skiing was 1,299 meters. I think the question asked us to round it to the nearest 100 meters. So that would be 1,300 meters. And put a little dot here to say approximately. Okay, so that is sine as opposed to tan. Super easy, just a different button, a different fraction. What I want you to do is I'm going to leave you with one question to try at home. I would love for you to send me that question completed so that I can check it. Have a great day.